Hi everyone, it is Beth with Flying by the Seat of My Plants, and today I have the butterfly garden behind me, and I kind of wanted to go over how I started it and actually why I started it. I think I've been living here, I think it's 16 or 17 years now, and when I first moved in it was pretty clean slate. There was, they just had bushes back here and the rest was all grass. So anyhow, I started putting my gardens in throughout the years and adding to it every year. And there was a while there that I did not see a lot of bees or butterflies, so I started buying plants that would attract butterflies. So I bought aster, which they love aster. And every year I always plant zinnias. They love that. I have a butterfly bush and other different flowers that they just really like. Different flowers, they like cosmos, zinnia, lilac, aster, butterfly bush, and coneflowers. The other thing that, it was probably 5 years ago that I started, well, this is where the monarch butterfly was on the verge of being extinct. So I wanted to do my part, so I started winter sowing milkweed. And the first year I planted probably, I ended up getting I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 milkweed plants and planted those, and the first year was phenomenal. I had over 50 monarch caterpillars, and when they all started emerging from their cocoons, I had monarch butterflies flying all around my yard. It was just awesome. So every year I have been doing that. So they are attracted, the only plant they will eat from and lay eggs on, not eat, well, the adults will go get pollen from the different flowers and everything, but as far as laying their eggs, they will only lay eggs on milkweed. And that's their host plant, that's it. And the milkweed has a milky substance in there, and so they eat the leaves on there, and they will actually, one caterpillar will probably eat one whole plant. Or more. I mean, my first year with it never got flowers because they ate all the leaves off of it. So it never got flowers. So I had to winter sow it again. And that substance makes them taste bitter. So it's for predators, to keep predators away from them. And so it's kind of cool, the whole cycle of insects, butterflies, different things like that. So I winter sown again the second year, and I think I had a couple flowers, but not that many. So didn't get a lot the next year. So I didn't know if I was going to get any the next year, so I went ahead and winter sown again. So that wasn't this season, it wasn't the previous season, so it was my third year, because this is my 5th year with the milkweed, I think. Anyhow, so finally in the third year I got a bunch of milkweed, but I did not get a bunch of monarchs, caterpillars. So actually that allowed that plant, all the plants that I did have, get flowers on them, and then in the fall the flowers turn, at the end of summer the flowers turn into seed and they just blow in the wind. And so ever since then I have not had to winter sown, and this is all milkweed behind me now. And it's a great ecosystem. The first year there is a big bumblebee, just, I think he's mad because maybe I'm too close to the flowers. I don't know. Anyhow, so where was I going with this? Hang on. Okay, so the first year, the one thing I did notice was there was a ton of aphids everywhere on the milkweed. And it kind of kept them away from everything else in all my other parts of the garden. You know, I have my tomato garden in the back and different raised beds. And so the aphids were really interested in the milkweed, which was fine with me. But that year I didn't have a lot of ladybugs. So it's interesting, through the years, this section of the garden has its own little ecosystem going on, because I have the bees that love the milkweed, I have the butterflies, the monarch flying around. I did find a couple leaves with some eggs on them, so I keep praying, cross my fingers even more, and they lay more eggs. And with that, now I'm starting to see, this is the 5th year, so last year I was seeing them, and this year is the ladybugs. So, and then I see the soldier beetles. They like aphids. So this whole thing is just, it's awesome. You know, the whole ecosystem. So right now, and I can look at all my milkweed and there's no aphids on them. So they're doing their job of eating them. And anyhow, I just have hoverflies. I have just a lot of different insects, good insects. And this is all just from planting milkweed. So a couple of different ways you could do it. One that I started out with winter sowing, because they do need that cold stratification. And the other thing is to prepare an area in the fall, an area where you want your milkweed, and then spread seed in the fall. And this way it will go through a natural stratification through the winter. And so next year, hopefully you'll get more. And the reason why I didn't start it that way, and I preferred to winter sow that, is I didn't want to accidentally pull milkweed thinking it was a weed. So if I planted it, I mean, I could clear that spot in the spring, plant the milkweed, and I would know that was milkweed. So anyhow, that was my reasoning for doing the winter sowing. Plus, winter sowing is very easy. And I do have a video going back, I don't think it was last year, but the year before, a couple different videos on how to winter sow. Dang, this bee is not happy with me. Anyhow, he just keeps flying back and forth. Okay, go get a flower. Just go to a flower. So anyhow, I kind of just wanted to go over that with you. So if you want to attract butterflies in your yard, plant not just the host plant of milkweed, but plant other things that they're attracted to. Because like I said before, I must not have had too much to attract the butterflies, because like the one year I hardly seen any butterflies, and that's when I got the aster. They're attracted to that. I got the butterfly bush, and then now that I've been planting the milkweed, they love the crackerjack marigolds. So I plant a lot of that. Oh, the other thing is the Mexican sunflower. They absolutely love the Mexican sunflower. So I plant that every year. You know, and the zinnias I plant every year. So those are kind of hints, you know, as far as if you want to start attracting the monarchs. And they are starting to come up in numbers. They're not as close to being extinct as it was 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago when I started doing this. And the garden is just beautiful. It just fills in, and the flowers, they smell wonderful, and you're benefiting the whole system, so, for the monarchs. And so if they emerge in the summer, you know, where the monarch lays their eggs, and then you get the caterpillars, and then they go form the cocoon, and then form the butterfly, the monarch. And as soon as they emerge, they start looking for a partner to mate with. Alrighty, Abby, hang on. But if they emerge later, and you know, maybe a second set of eggs or whatever, and it's more towards fall, when they emerge from the cocoon, they are starting to migrate south. So here in Northeast Ohio, by Lake Erie, Windy Park, it's a park downtown Cleveland, and a lot of them just stop there, thousands and thousands of monarchs, and they rest there for a while before they keep going, because they have to travel about 3,000 miles to Mexico. And they stay there throughout our winters up here, and then they come back again. And so I've seen a couple monarchs already landing on the milkweed, And I've been looking, and I think I see a couple of monarch eggs, and I'm praying for more. The more the better. Number one, because sometimes they do get eaten. I'm not sure exactly which bird, but some birds will eat them regardless of the taste. So, oh, and wasp will eat them. So that might have been what got a couple of them last year. I'm not really sure. But anyhow, so I just wanted to share that with you. I absolutely love my butterfly garden. And just as long as you keep planting other things, you know, that attract butterflies besides the milkweed. They could smell the milkweed and they know to lay their eggs on there. But start attracting them into your yard, you know, with, oh, they like cosmos. So I have a bunch of cosmos planted. I just plant a lot of things that the butterflies love. And I have a lot of wonderful nature things going on with birds. I get a lot of the songbirds, and it's getting ready to storm. And actually the temperatures finally broke today. Yesterday it was like 95, 96, but the real feel was 100 degrees or 101. It was, oh my God, the last week has been crazy with the temperatures here. But anyhow, we got a break today. It's nice, it's breezy, and so on the next video I'm going to take you around. The corn has grown since my last video. I went ahead and added that fertilizer, the ammonium sulfate, which has like 20% nitrogen in it. But anyhow, I just wanted to share that with you, and if you're thinking about attracting butterflies, just do it. I know for a while there I was giving people seeds, and I know I had somebody in our Facebook group ask for some plants, but by the time, you know, when he asked me, they're not easy to transplant, especially at the size they were. You know, the smallest ones were probably about this high, and there is a low percentage of, or there's a high percentage that it wouldn't transplant well, and I really didn't want to chance it. I mean, they're getting established, so, but early in the spring when they're little seedlings, that's probably the best time to transplant them if you're going to do that. Just like when I winter sown and I transplanted them all into my garden. But anyhow, again, if you want to start a butterfly garden with milkweed for the monarchs, you could prepare a space, and I would get a few packets of seed and just spread that seed in the fall, and it'll go through this natural cold stratification with your winter, depending on where you're located at. Northeast Ohio, it's perfect to do that. And just be careful in the spring when they start emerging that you're not pulling those thick in their weeds. You know, just let it go for a while until you can see it's milkweed. So anyhow, I just wanted to share that with you guys, and I'll keep you updated on, you know, if I get any more eggs and cocoons, if I could do a video on them emerging. I hope I can, from their cocoon, and it's just a lot of fun, and also it's saving the monarchs. So just wanted to share that with you guys, and I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will talk to you on the next one. All right, bye.